Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurum Nilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Nama Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Desatarine Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namine Gauratishe Namaha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesh Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpa Taruveshya Kripa Sindhuvya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langhayate Girim Yat Kripa Tamaham Bande Shri Guru Dinatarinam Shri Paramananda Madhavam Shri Chaitanya Mishwaram. Hare Krishna. So we had discussed last class about why Krishna creates material world, or how Krishna enjoys the material world. Yes, anyone remembers? Would like to speak? Yes, everyone, please. One point you have to tell only. Don't tell everything.
Yes, discussed last time why the material was created by Krishna, and we discussed with respect to 5 P's.
Yes.
5 P's.
Yes. One you tell.
First is Viraha. First is Viraha.
Yes. What it is?
Viraha is, say, with respect to time in the material world, we have present, we have future, and we have past. Okay. So, with respect to time, if we go back to future, sometimes we think about go back to past. Sometimes we think about what happened in the past. So, you enjoy the past also. And sitting in the present, you also dream about the future, what will happen. Okay, so that is sometimes we pretend about the past, we think that something is going to happen for the future, and whatever is happening also that is going to be good. So we try to enjoy thinking of the future, thinking of the past. That is Viraha.
So what's the conclusion?
Conclusion is, say when Krishna is with us, suppose we think that yes, Krishna will be in past Krishna was with us, so the gopis they used to enjoy thinking about their past lila with Krishna. But if Krishna is not even there, they think if Krishna in the absence of Krishna, say we will be having viraha, we will be having pain, and those kind of
so
things.
How it is different from spiritual world?
In spiritual world, we don't have this kind of things.
We have only Nitya Vartaman. The spiritual world is Nitya Vartaman. Okay, that's good. Yes, what next? Okay, Sunita Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, thank you. The second point was that he enjoys the Virodha also, like in the spiritual world everything is aligned with Krishna, but in material world there is Virodha, like Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu, like Shishupal, he was, since childhood, he was like wanted to kill. So that is what he enjoys in this material.
Yeah. So in material world there is also opposition, Virod. Yes, that also we discussed. Yes, third, yes, Pavan Krishna Prabhu.
Prabhuji, one of the you told was Vatsalya. Because in spiritual world, Krishna is Nitya Kishore, always 16 years old. So, for Krishna to enjoy his childhood pastimes and for Mother Yashoda and Nanda Maharaj to enjoy his childhood pastimes, he can do that in material world. Yeah, so Krishna doesn't grow in spiritual world. So Krishna grows in material world, and there is a enjoyment in the growth for the parents and also for the child. Okay. Yes. Anything else? Fourth. Okay. Mohit Prabhu.
Which you said about Vidya. That is the pleasure of being a teacher, guide, or teacher or guide or counselor or guru.
Yeah, so the pleasure of being a teacher or preaching, and so that is also there in, yes, last. Yes, okay. Okay, yes, yes.
वैराग्य नर नारायण ऋषि जब आए थे तो उनको जब कामदेव wanted to all Uroshi and everyone was dancing, but Narayan from his thigh brought Uroshi and gifted to Indra. That he was not even affected by it. So Vairagya is not experienced in spiritual world.
No, that's not the right conclusion.
Oh, then what?
So that others can speak. Anyone else? Okay, anyone else? What did you discuss?
Krishna Vijnana we can teach from gurus or anyone.
No. We already discussed. Yes, what we discussed about Vairagya. Yes.
So we discussed that we can show it to others that I am, I am the best. So Krishna can show it, which is not available. Vairagya is not available in spiritual world, but here he can show it to others that he is Vairagya.
Okay, not that exactly clear. Yes. What did we discuss about Vairagya? Anyone else? Anyone else who has not spoken? Yes.
Prabhuji, you were saying like जो enjoyment होता है वैराग्य का था, enjoyment we are getting from vairagya that is available in material world. Like we can show that I have done it like Ekadasi and like other things we can show it to others. But in a spiritual world, everyone is a kind of vairagya. How can they show it to others?
Yeah. So in material world, everyone is a sense gratifier, and everyone within the sense gratification, we can show that okay, I am a great vairagi and everything. Like yesterday, my sister called, and almost like she was the conclusion of the call for almost 2 hours of call was that thank you for hearing me, and then at the end, thank you for becoming a sannyasi. At least you are saved. And the third was, how could you take sannyas? Don't you feel any attraction to this material world? I'm really amazed and wondered. So that is how, for a person involved in sense gratification, for them, it's like a miracle, magic. How can someone be like this? So that is how Krishna enjoys this. That people think, oh wow, Lord Chaitanya left his beautiful wife and widowed mother. Yeah, so how could he do that? So in that way, there is also a pleasure in Vairagya, which is also not available in spiritual world. Okay, so today we will discuss about that what are the how the living entity, all of us, and I have put certain questions. Okay, so I put certain questions. Okay, Sumit Prabhu has raised hand. Why?
हरे कृष्णा प्रभु जी का प्रणाम।
Yes.
प्रभु जी मेरा ये प्रश्न है जो अभी ये जो
ये जो बताया है कि मटेरियल वर्ल्ड क्यों क्रिएट किया गया, तो प्रभु जो चौथा अध्याय है भगवत गीता का, उसमें जब भगवान बोलते हैं कि मैं क्यों इस धरती पे युगों युगों में आता हूँ, तो वहां तो ये चीज नहीं बोलते, वो तो कंपैशन शो करते हैं वहां पे.
Yeah, so that's what we'll discuss today. That's what we discussed. There are two separate reasons. One is the internal reasons for the intimate reasons or the primary reasons for creation of material world, and then there is also the external reason which is connected with us. That is what we are going to discuss today. Yada yada hi dharmasya, right? So there is also the internal reason that Krishna wants to enjoy, but Krishna can also enjoy even if you are not fallen, correct? It is not necessary that Sumit and Sri Nitai has to be fallen and become a pig, then only Krishna can enjoy in material world. Is it necessary? So Krishna's enjoyment is irrespective of whether we are fallen or not fallen. That's what we discussed in the last class. मैं पतित हूं या मैं पतित नहीं हूं, Bhagwan, Krishna can enjoy in the material world. But if I am patit, I am fallen, then Krishna comes to enjoy also, and along with his enjoyment, he delivers me also. So that's the secondary reason. We should not think Krishna only comes to deliver us. Like for example, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he came, and the primary reason for Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu coming was to relish and understand the happiness of Radharani. And along with that, he also propagated the holy name of the Lord, and he also desired that yes, we should distribute the holy name and be compassionate to the living entity. Did you understand? What did you understand?
Probably what I understood that it's not only what we think that there is only one reason, compassion, to show the compassion or to deliver the fallen souls only, the Lord comes to this world. The primary reason is enjoyment, and then subsequently he delivers.
That's why you will see people asking this question, ओ स्वामी जी, अगर सब कोई जीवात्मा आपकी तरह भक्त बन जाए, भगवत धाम चले जाएगी, भौतिक जगत का क्या होगा? You will see sometimes people ask like this. How many of you have seen this question? People will say कि स्वामी जी आप किस तरह सब जगह भक्त बन जाएंगे, all will become devotee like you and go back to Godhead. What will happen to this material world? No, this material world will be there and Krishna will be coming and enjoying. The only thing is that Krishna will have no one to deliver. But still Krishna will have 5 things to do in material world which we discussed previously. You are understanding? Sometimes we think, oh, Krishna is just coming to deliver. Because our ego is there, na? So because of our ego, we also think that Krishna is only coming to deliver me. No, Krishna is also coming for his enjoyment. Krishna is also coming to enjoy with his living entities, with all other souls. No, with that, we are getting delivered. Okay? So we should not put so much of importance to our deliverance. Thinking that, oh, भगवान मेरे को उद्धार करने आए हैं. भगवान आ रहे हैं उद्धार करने. But Krishna is also coming for other things. Okay? And in that way, even if I am getting delivered, still Krishna will come. Right? So that's how there are different types of avatar. There are something called also the Leela avatar. You have heard this word? Leela avatar. So then there is, one is the Yuga avatar, which Sumit Prabhu is telling, that Yada Yada Hi Dharmasya Glanir Bhavati Bharata Sambhavami Yuge Yuge. So when Krishna is speaking this verse in Bhagavad Gita, he is speaking about the Yuga avatar. But beyond the Yuga avatar, there is also the Leela avatar. Leela means, what is the meaning of Leela? A girl. Enjoyment. So Leela means enjoy according to one's free will, right? So Leela, Krishna, Leela avatar means Krishna comes to material world just to enjoy. Okay, Leela avatar. Okay, so today we will put this 7-8 questions. We will discuss. I don't know whether we'll be able to complete. We will see how much we'll be able to complete. So the first question is very simple. Who are the jivas? Like, who are we? Right? How are we different from Lord? How are we different from the matter? And all those things. The second one, so the most important question, which most of the people have this question, how come the jivas have become fallen from the spiritual world and come to material world, as there is no place of envy? How many of you have got this question in course? कि अरे उधर तो काम वासना द्वेष वासना कुछ नहीं है, वो पतित हुआ कैसे हम? तो ये एक सेकंड क्वेश्चन है बहुत. थर्ड इज, अगर ऐसा है, if that is there, that even from spiritual world we can be fallen, what is the meaning of verse in Bhagavad Gita कि यद गत्वा न निवर्तन्ते, no one comes back? How many of you have heard this verse that जो आध्यात्मिक जगत से आता है वो चला जाता है, वो फिर से वापस नहीं आता है. Okay, so this is third thing we will discuss. Fourth is, what is the guarantee that after going back we will not return? Because that's important. कौन आया कौन नहीं आया उससे हमको क्या फर्क पड़ता है? What is the guarantee Sri Nitai will not return? Right? So that is more important for us कि okay ठीक है, मतलब कुछ कुछ लोग आ सकते हैं but हम नहीं आएंगे तो क्या करना पड़ेगा. Fifth one कि why these jivas, हम जीवा इतना छोटा बनाया क्यों गया है? थोड़ा बड़ा बनाते तो थोड़ा सुरक्षित रहते, इतना छोटा बनाया क्यों है? Why the jivas are created like this and given minute independence? Independence रहता ही नहीं, काम खत्म. Because of independence only all problems are happening. Sixth one, why would Krishna keep misery in material world? This is a very interesting question. Can he not design it in such a way that there is happiness here also? It seems that he is forcing us to love him and go to spiritual world. As if Krishna is putting the gun point on us कि चलेगा क्या? नहीं चलेगा, मरो इधर. So as if Krishna is trying to do that. Seventh one, if Krishna is the Supreme Lord, can he not give opportunity for jivas to enjoy the way he wants to enjoy material world with spiritual ingredients? And thus there is no problem of material world. Material world का problem है जन्म मृत्यु जरा व्याधि and all those problems are there. So if Krishna gives spiritual ingredients, material world will become eternal, and then we can enjoy material world, and there is no problem. How many of you understood all the 7 questions? Because until unless we understand the question, we will not be able to understand the answer. Anyone wants any clarification on the question, not the answers? Huh?
Understood.
Okay, very good. Thank you. You are happy with the questions?
Yes, happy with the questions.
Okay.
We need the answer.
Okay, we need the answer. Okay. Hare Krishna. So the first question is, who are the jivas? So we will discuss about now. Okay. Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda.
Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda.
Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
This is from Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela, 20th chapter, 108, 109. Okay. जीवेरा स्वरूप है कृष्णेरा नित्य दास.
जीवेरा स्वरूप है कृष्णेरा नित्य दास.
कृष्णेरा तटस्था शक्ति भेदा भेद प्रकाश.
कृष्णेरा तटस्था शक्ति भेदा भेद प्रकाश.
सूर्यांश किरण जैसे अग्निज्वाला चाय.
सूर्यांश किरण जैसे अग्निज्वाला चाय.
स्वाभाविक कृष्णेर 3 प्रकार शक्ति है.
स्वाभाविक कृष्णेर 3 प्रकार शक्ति Bhakti Hai.
Translation and purport by Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Translation. It is the living entity's constitutional position to be an eternal servant of Krishna because he is the marginal energy of Krishna. So, it's called the marginal energy of Krishna or Tatastha Sakti. We will discuss about what is Tatastha Sakti. Okay. So, the first thing that is mentioned about Jiva is the marginal energy of Krishna. Second thing is eternal servant of Krishna. Krishnera Nityadas. Oh, this is second. Okay. And a manifestation simultaneously one and different with Krishna. So the third thing that is mentioned is Bheda Abheda Prakas. Right. So the Jivas, so three things are mentioned, that is simultaneously one and different. Oh, sorry. Okay. So this is the third thing that is mentioned. So first it is mentioned that it is the Tatastha Sakti. We will see what is Tatastha Sakti in elaboration. Second, it is eternal servant of Krishna. And the third is it is simultaneously one and different with the Lord. Okay, these are the three. And then an example is given, just like a particle of sunshine, particle of fire particle, fire and fire particle. One example is given. We'll see the example later on. Okay, purport. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur explains these verses as follows. Sri Sanatana Goswami asked Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who am I? So this comes in Sanatana Goswami's questions to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So Sanatana Goswami's first question to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was, who am I? Main kaun hu? And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is answering with this answer. In answer, the Lord replied, you are a pure living entity. You are neither the gross material body nor the subtle body composed of mind and intelligence. Actually, you are a spirit soul, eternally part and parcel of Krishna. Therefore, you are his eternal servant. You belong to Krishna's marginal potency. There are two worlds, the spiritual world and the material world, and you are situated between the material and spiritual potency. You have a relationship with both material and spiritual world. Therefore, you are called the marginal potency. You are related with Krishna as one and simultaneously different. Because you are spirit soul, you are one in quality with Supreme Lord. But because you are very minute, you are different from Supreme Soul. Therefore, your position is simultaneously one and different with the Supreme Lord. The examples given here are those of sun and the particles of sunshine, and a blazing fire and particles of fire. Okay. So the first thing, who are Jivas? So the Jivas are so we had discussed earlier that Krishna has three Saktis. In this verse also you will see that it is also mentioned here. You see, Tina Prakara Sakti hai. You see here, right? So Krishna has three energies. So one is called the Antaranga. I think we had discussed this. And another is called the Bahiranga. And then that is called, third one is called the Tatastha or Jiva. So what is meaning of Tata? Tata means bank. Or intermediate. So it is intermediate between Bahiranga and Antaranga. Okay. So what are the characteristics of Bahiranga? It is unconscious. And what is the characteristics of Antaranga? It is conscious. What is the characteristics of Bahiranga? It is separated. And what is the characteristics of Antaranga? It is never separated. Now you tell me, what would be the characteristics of intermediate?
It is conscious and separated.
No. It is sometimes conscious, sometimes behaving like unconscious, sometimes never separated, and sometimes separated. Tatastha, na? Intermediate, right? So it has the opportunity to be either. Well, we have more options. We can be conscious also, we can behave very unconsciously also. Yes, you have seen certain living entities, they're really unconscious. क्या चल रहा है जीवन में, जो चल रहा है लाल पानी हो जाए बस, और क्या चाहिए. They are completely unconscious of what is going on. कौन प्रधानमंत्री बना, कौन कहाँ पे लड़ाई हुआ, क्या हुआ. So they can be conscious and they can be completely unconscious, like trees. For so many lifetimes, for so many years together, scientists were thinking that the trees do not have life. Right? Because they didn't show any symptoms of life. So they can be unconscious and they can be conscious. They can be never separated and can also be separated. So that's why they are called the Tatastha Sakti, Tatastha Sakti, not Tatastha, Tatastha. Okay. So, so because of this, the Tatastha Sakti has a tendency to be either attracted towards Antaranga Sakti or attracted towards Bahiranga Sakti. They're like intermediate. Okay. So either they get attracted towards Antaranga Sakti or get attracted towards Bahiranga Sakti. So we will take this verse and take your question. Okay. So there is this verse also from Bhagavad Gita. We will just recite this verse. Do ima purusho loke. Anyone? Anyone?
Do ima purusho loke.
Sharas chakshara evacha.
Sharas chakshara evacha.
Kshara sarvani bhutani.
Kshara sarvani bhutani.
Kutasto akshara uchyate.
Kutasto akshara uchyate.
There are two classes of jivas, the fallible and the infallible. In material world, every living entity is fallible, and in spiritual world, every living entity is called infallible. Okay. So there is category Kshara, Akshara. Kshara, Akshara. So that means what Krishna is telling here is that those who are attracted to Antaranga Sakti and they remain along with Antaranga Sakti, they are called the Akshara Jivas. And those who are here, they are called the Kshara Jiva. Okay? Now, question. Yes, Sukriti Mataji.
So, separated means separated from the Lord.
Yeah, separated from the Lord. That's like Krishna is telling what in Bhagavad Gita? Bhinna prakriti ashtadha. Bhinna prakriti. Okay, they are separated from the Lord. Okay. Also separated also means that they do not have any conscience to be united with the Lord or think about something. They just like dead matter, right? So both the things are almost interrelated, unconscious and separated, but separated is given also in scriptures as position, separated. Okay. So, or you can say that okay, so we will discuss that a little later. Right now I don't want to get into that. What is meaning of separated and never separated? So we'll discuss that little later. I don't want to. Okay, is this clear? Okay, so next. So the next question is,
what is the meaning of Shara and Akshara?
Hey, we discussed na. Those jivas are attracted to Antaranga Sakti and they stay in spiritual realm. They are called Aksharas or infallible. मतलब वो पतन नहीं होता है. And पतित, एक है पतित जीवात्मा, अपतित जीवात्मा. This is a definition. Okay. तो हम सब क्या है? हम सब क्या है?
पतित.
हाँ, very good. क्यों पतित है?
We are separated from God.
We are in material world separated from God. Okay. Okay. ठीक है. We are unconscious of our relationship with God. We are separated from God. That's why we are kshara. And when we become conscious of our relationship with God and we are never separated from God, then we become akshara. You are able to understand the definition of kshara, kshara. Just see this. Just see this. Then you will be able to understand. Just see this. What is meaning of kshara? Unconscious about relationship with God, separated from God. Akshara, conscious about relationship with God, never separated of God. Okay. Tatastha can be both. Like what is Antaranga Sakti? Do you know what is Antaranga Sakti? Okay, I'll define so that it is very clear कि क्या कौन कौन है अंतरंग शक्ति में आते हैं. बलराम, राधा, all these things. बहिरंग शक्ति में कौन आते हैं? Your mobile. My iPad. बहिरंग शक्ति. They are unconscious about their relationship with God. They are separated from God. Balram, Radha. ऐसे नहीं होगा. One day Radha will be roaming around the movie hall of for Puspa 2. Correct? What has come? Radharani is going Puspa 2 ना? कुछ तो हो गया था. कौन बोला तुम मेरे को? हाँ तुम बोला. कौन बोला? पुष्पा 2 में कोई तो मर गया, कोई आदमी मर गया, कुछ तो बड़ा केस हो गया, कोई तो बोल रहा था. Puspa 2. It's not that Radharani is seen in the stampede in Puspa 2. Radharani, what you did in Puspa 2? बोर हो गया था. कृष्णा 1, 2, 3 के बाद अभी Puspa 2 थोड़ा देखने आ गए. ऐसे कभी नहीं होगा. हम सब दिखाई देंगे. आप सब कोई गए हैं देखने के लिए Puspa 2? हैं? नहीं गए? रितु माता जी थिंकिंग हमने प्लान किया था. Okay, so Puspa 2. So you are able to understand never separated का मतलब क्या है, separated का मतलब क्या है. मतलब you have chance to go to Puspa 2 or don't go to Puspa 2. Radharani will never go to Puspa 2 and the mobile will never even think about Puspa 2. Even if Puspa 2 मोबाइल में चलाएंगे भी आपको, उसको कुछ पता नहीं क्या चल रहा है. पुष्पा 2 चलाओ, रामायण चलाओ, महाभारत चलाओ, उसके लिए सब कुछ सेम है. You're able to understand now? Okay? Okay, next. हाँ बोलो.
So Antaranga and Bahiranga Shakti. So we are doing classes with you. We are remembering Krishna. That means we are part of Antaranga Shakti because we are not forgetting. We are human.
No. You are Tatastha only. You will always remain Tatastha, whether you are doing class or whether you are going for a Puspa 2 movie. You will always remain Tatastha only. But if you are attracted to Antaranga, then you become part of Antaranga. If you are attracted to Bahiranga, you become a part of Bahiranga. If you are attracted to Puspa 2, sitting in Puspa 2, then you become a part of the Bahiranga Shakti. If you are attracted to Srimad Bhagavatam, and you become part of Srimad Bhagavatam and Krishna Lila. What did you understand? You will never become Antaranga. Neither you will become Bahiranga. You will always remain Tatastha. These three things are eternal. These are eternally like that. Not that one day Radharani will become Tatastha, will become Antaranga. Okay, Kushal Bihari Prabhu.
Prabhuji, in the Puranas we hear that mountains would fly and there were mountains talking and child. What does that mean? They are Antaranga, they are Bahiranga or what?
So they are Tatastha Shakti. They have got bodies of mountains. There are certain living entities who desire that मैं पर्वत हूँगा, ये हूँगा. So they get bodies of mountain. The mountain is also like a body, just like I have a body, you have a body. So they get a body like a mountain. Some jiva souls are given bodies of a stone, who are very, very sinful. They are given a body of a stone. There are certain things called living stone, means they are basically jivatma with a body of stone. Like that. Okay, Salja Mataji. Yes.
Hare Krishna.
Yes.
Like Tatastha Shakti only has that free will.
We will discuss about free will later on. Right now, this is what it is. Okay? We'll discuss about free will. What is free will?
Separated from the Lord means?
Yeah?
Separated from the Lord means?
Separated from the Lord means the Lord के साथ नहीं है. Right now, Krishna is conscious of his association with you. Are you conscious of your association with Krishna? Are you conscious that your God is in your heart?
No.
So that's meaning of separated. So both the point conscious and never separated are both related, but क्योंकि शास्त्र में दोनों को अलग करके दिखाया गया है, मैं भी इसलिए लिख दिया हूं. Both are connected. Okay? Both being separated and never separated and conscious. Yes, Sukriti Mataji.
Arjun, he Tatastha Shakti only, means the all who come with Lord. So they are also part of Antaranga Shakti.
They are Tatastha only, but as they come with the Lord, they become a part of Antaranga Shakti. So that's what, it's a very nice question that Sukruti Mataji is asking, that when Arjuna is coming, so is it Tatastha only, he is coming with the Lord. So now the Tatastha Shakti is such a thing that when it is with Antaranga, you will not be able to understand kaun Tatastha hai, kaun Antaranga hai, sab, And when the Tatastha is with Bahiranga, nothing, just like we are in material world, we are all like fully involved with the matter. Sometimes we think ahamkaram, मैं ही कार हूं, है कि नहीं? Sometimes we think मैं ही मेरा मोबाइल हूं, मोबाइल को कुछ हो जाता है तो एंड मेरे हस्बैंड को कुछ हो गया, आपको कुछ नहीं हुआ, हस्बैंड को भी कुछ नहीं हुआ, हस्बैंड इटर्नली जीवात्मा है, वो मरेगा नहीं. So when we are with the Bahiranga Shakti, the Tatastha Shakti completely becomes like Bahiranga only. And when the Tatastha Shakti is Antaranga, it is very difficult. Oh, ye kaun Antaranga hai, kaun Tatastha hai. It's very difficult to understand. And Krishna also doesn't distinguish. In spiritual world, Krishna doesn't say, ओ अरे तुम तो तटस्थ है, तो ऐसे जात पात छूत छात नहीं है, देयर इज नो अनटचेबिलिटी। ऐसा होता है ना मटेरियल वर्ल्ड में, तुम तो भंगी हो, तुमसे खाना नहीं खाएंगे, हम तो केवल राधे से खाना खाते हैं, तुम भंगी नालायक। ऐसे होता है ना अनटचेबिलिटी, दलित, वो सब दलित वलित मूवमेंट नहीं होता है मटेरियल स्पिरिचुअल वर्ल्ड में। देयर इज नो दलित मूवमेंट इन स्पिरिचुअल वर्ल्ड, ऑल आर गिवन इक्वल अपॉर्चुनिटी टू सर्व द लॉर्ड based on their desires. Radharani has more desires to serve the Lord, and the living entity in spiritual world feels that because Radharani has more desire, let me assist Radharani. But then there are some other living entities also, they don't want to assist Radharani, they want to directly love Krishna. They are also given opportunity. Okay? Is this clear? Yes, Bihari Govind. I don't know who is raising the hand.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yes.
Prabhu, so sometimes is it that we are Akshara and Kshara also in different times of our lives? Like in the morning, we do our chanting, we are more connected. Then throughout the day, working and doing other things, we are more connected to the material world. Is it like that?
No, the kshara, that is, you can say that as a definition also, but the basic definition of kshara and akshara is of a permanent situation, not of some temporary situation. It's of a permanent situation that now the living entity, it will never happen that it will anytime become unconscious of the Lord. So it's a stage of a living entity or the state of a living. You understand a state?
Yes, bro.
It's basically a state, and mostly this state becomes nitya. Then only it is called a state, and that's how you will see what is said, nitya baddha jeev. ऐसा बोला जाता है ना, नित्य बद्ध जीव, इटर्नली वो बद्ध होके रहा है, इटर्नली नित्य बद्ध, एंड नित्य अक्षर. So mostly it is a state. Okay, when we attain the state, okay. Till the time we have not attained the akshara state, we have to be careful with the material world. That we will discuss. Okay? Hare Krishna. So we had to abruptly stop our class, last class, because some problem happened in our system. So we were discussing about jivas, and from that we will come that the basic topic is the external reasons, or the secondary reasons for creation of the material world. We discussed about the primary reasons. The primary reasons are definitely for the Lord to come and enjoy in this material world and have a different experience which is not available in the spiritual world. But then there are also secondary reasons, and in those secondary reasons we are all involved. We are the culprit for creating wonderful scene for the Lord. So we were discussing about who are the jivas, right? That was the first thing. We had these 7 questions, right? And the first question was, who are the jivas? And we saw that how there are 3 energies of the Lord: the Antaranga Sakti, the Tatastha Sakti, and Bahiranga Sakti. We also saw the verse. And the Antaranga Sakti is conscious, never separated. Bahiranga Sakti is unconscious and separated. And Tatastha is in between. It is separated and conscious, right? So, and because it is separated, it can either be attracted to Antaranga Sakti, or it can be either attracted to Bahiranga Sakti, right? So, then we will move ahead about. Now the next question, which all of us have this from beginning of our Krishna consciousness and it doesn't get answer, is how come jivas fall from spiritual world where there is no place of envy? Right? How many of you have this? So we say that, oh, envy ho gaya, ईश्वर को द्वेष करने लग गए, and then this Western concept is there. Western, what is that? How many of you know about Adam and Eve and the forbidden apple, right? So the Western concept of is that So Adam and Eve were living, and then there was a forbidden apple, and the forbidden apple was eaten, and once the forbidden apple was eaten, then Adam and Eve became envious, and then they have to leave the garden of, I think here heaven or garden of God or something like that they say. So it is like that. So what we will do is that we will, so so we must understand that the envy, so the question is how envy comes. Okay, basic, the original question is this is the original question. Okay, but I am just putting it short. I'll give you all the notes. Okay, so how envy comes. So the first thing we need to understand is envy is an immediate, how do you spell immediate? Immediate reality and not original reality. So this is a very important thing that as devotees we must learn, that envy is an immediate reality, means this is available only in spirit, material realm. So then if envy is available in material realm, envy is not available in spiritual realm, how the Jivatma becomes envious? So that's why if you see, it is not our original reality. The Jivatma is not envious, and it does not come to from spiritual realm out of envy. But he picks up envy within the material world as he comes. So Jivas pick up envy in their association with material realm. Okay, then, okay, TK, if envy is just a immediate reality, not an original reality, then how the Jivatma falls then? What makes the Jivas fall? So we need to understand that Jivas, even in spiritual realm, maintain their independence and choice. As we see here, that the Jivas have always a choice to either get attracted to the Antaranga Sakti or get attracted to Bahiranga Sakti, and this choice is not forcefully taken out in spiritual world. That means even in spiritual realm, if the Jivas want to get attracted to Bahiranga Sakti, that opportunity is there, and then the Jivas are transferred by the potency of the Lord from the material world, from the spiritual realm to the material world, so that the Jivas can enjoy the material realm. So that independence is always there, and until unless the jivas become fully mature, there is always a chance to further get attracted. There always a chance, because the jivatmas by nature they are made and designed that they will be attracted to material realm and they will be attracted to the spiritual realm. They will be attracted to bahiranga, they will be attracted to antaranga, and because of their very nature, it's the nature of jiva. You cannot change the jiva's nature, right? It is not about envy. It's the very nature of the jiva to get attracted to material realm and get attracted to the spiritual realm. Oh, then if it is just the nature of jiva, then why to practice Krishna consciousness? It's our nature only. Stay here. So if it is our nature only, then if it is nature, it's like nature of the dog, right? So the nature of the dog is to bark. Then we don't get frustrated. Oh, the dog to bark hi karega. So the jiva's nature is definitely to be getting attracted to bahiranga and to be getting attracted to antaranga. But another thing is that the jiva can be, when the jivas are fully mature in love, then they lose their impetus to get attracted to the material realm. And that's how Ladini comes into picture. And the mercy of Sita, Lakshmi, Radha comes into picture. We will get into more details about it further. But as of now, a fully mature jiva, though he has the opportunity to get attracted, again, doesn't get attracted. For example, Sri Nitai Das. Is Sri Nitai Das having an opportunity right now to break the four regulative principle, or ISKCON has forcefully ensured that Sri Nitai Das cannot break? How many of you are seeing some janjeer and oh, you cannot get married, you cannot, no, you cannot break the four regulative principles. There are no shackles. But because of the maturity of the practice of Krishna consciousness, Sri Nitai Das, even amidst staying in material world, can follow the four regulative principles, which the so many other jivas are not able to follow, correct? So the jivas have always a choice, and that choice remains even in spiritual world. But as the jivas, they fall, being attracted to the material energy, the first thing that the jiva gets, so now jivas, they are attracted to material realm, jivas attracted to spiritual realm. So this is original reality. Nitya Swarup. And when the jivas want to get attracted to the material realm, the first thing that comes is not envy. The first thing that comes to the jiva, can anyone say what? Okay, let's see how many of you The first thing, huh?
Ego.
Ego. Refine it more. Refine the answer more.
Controlling tendency.
No. False.
The impact with the 3 gunas.
No. False.
He wants to do something unique for the Lord.
No.
He wants to enjoy.
No. False ego. Right? Mithya ahankar. Mithya swarup. Actually, the jivas cannot function in the material realm. It is very difficult for the jivas to function in the material realm, and that's how they get a false ego, a false identity to function in the material realm. And from the false ego, all anarthas creep. So how the false ego is created? When the mode of ignorance mixes with Mahat Tattva, false ego precipitates. Now we will discuss about this when we will get into the discussion of creation. Okay, when we'll elaborately discuss about creation, we'll see how Mahat Tattva, we just saw in previous classes till Mahat Tattva, correct? But after Mahat Tattva also creation is very interesting, very interesting, how from Mahat Tattva everything comes out. So the false ego is coming out from Mahat Tattva when the mode of ignorance works on further Mahat Tattva. So as the false ego comes, and then with the false ego, all anarthas of controlling or envy or all those things come out. So now the question is most important. If this is the situation that envy was not our immediate reality, there is no envy in spiritual realm. But just because there is no envy in spiritual realm, the jivas still hold their independence to either get attracted to the material realm or get attracted to the Antaranga Sakti. And those jivas which are not fully mature in love for God, they still has the tendency, once they get mature, they lose that tendency. Right? They don't lose the choice, but they lose the tendency. You understand choice and tendency? I give an example. I still have the choice to break the 4 regulative principles, but I have lost the tendency to break the regulative principles. You understanding? How many of you understood this? Because if you don't understand this, you'll no. So that means this is called maturity. Maturity in Krishna consciousness. The maturity in Krishna consciousness makes the jiva still have the choice but lose the tendency. Okay. Now again, can the tendency come? Yes. If Sri Nitai starts associating too much with more materialistic people, then the tendency slowly will come. Immediately will not come. Right? It's not that, Sri Nitai immediately goes and associates with drunkards and all, and immediately will come. For time immemorial. That's why the, always in the scriptures it will say, Anadi Bahimukha. How many of you have heard this? Anadi Bahirmukha. Anadi. Anadi matlab for time immemorial. So now Sri Nitai Das has come to a situation. Over so many years of practice and also so many lifetimes of practice, Sri Nitai Das would have come to a situation. And then if Sri Nitai Das wants to go back to his previous situation of hellish enjoyment and everything, then it will also take some time. And it's not that immediately it happens. So the living entity has a choice, will always have a choice, but he loses the tendency to get attracted to the material realm because of the maturity of love. The famous example Srila Prabhupada gives is, can anyone say? Oh, all of you are not so good in philosophy. Famous example. Loses the tendency, he still has the choice.
रोज वो वाला है क्या जो सीड्स को जब ढूंढ लेते हैं तब फिर
नहीं
सीड्स को जब
नहीं yes Pavan Krishna bro is raising hand.
Like a small child touches the fire.
Oh no. So if there is a stale bread and if there is a 56 chappan bhog, so when a living entity gets the enjoyment of chappan bhog, he will naturally lose the tendency for eating the stale bread. So exactly in the same way, the fully mature living entity finds spiritual happiness. So when we find spiritual happiness, then we lose the tendency for material realm. Now the next question is, okay, if this is the case, the next obvious question is that Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita that no one comes back from spiritual world. If we go back, we will never come back. Right? What is the meaning of the verse? How many of you know the verse? Anyone can recite the verse? Bhakti Sastra. Suryo na sasanko na pavaka tananivartante tadhrama paramam mama. So we will see this verse and we'll try to explain this verse. So what is the meaning? The third question is, what is the meaning of the verse in Bhagavad Gita that no one comes back from spiritual world? So this verse, okay, take a leave it. People are coming down. So this verse has to be very nicely understood, right? You see, the verse contains na tad bhasayate suryo. That means, what it means?
Not enlightened by sun.
Nahin. No need for sun. Na sasanko na pavakaha means
चंद्रमा की भी जरूरत नहीं है.
no need for moon and fire. So a verse has a context. So when we take one line out of the context of the verse, what Krishna is telling, there is always a logical fallacy. So that means yad gatva na nivartante tadhama paramam mama. Once you come back to me, there is no need to go back. I will fulfill all your needs of happiness. There is nothing in spiritual world that you will feel that, oh, I am missing from the material world or from some other place. That is not there. I will fulfill all your needs. And that's why you do not have to feel any need and go back or come back again to the material world. So the context of this verse is more from Krishna's promise and Krishna's promise to take care of the jivas, not forcefully trying to take out the independence of jiva. Okay? How many of you understood this point? Okay, we'll write this point. So it's the third. Okay, the third. So the Bhagavad Gita verse is Krishna's promise. But we still have choice. So Krishna's promise does not steal away our choice. It's not that Krishna, when he takes us back to spiritual world, Krishna is going to make us robots in spiritual world. We don't become bhakti robots in spiritual world. We still maintain our independence and our choice, our choice of how to serve Krishna, our choice of what type of service we want to do. So all the choices are fully available even in spiritual world, and even in spiritual world, the living entity still has the choice to come back again to the material realm. Okay, so now there is another verse which we will see for the second point, is that a verse from Madhya Leela. Okay, so this context, okay, just we'll take this verse and we will go ahead. So so this story comes about the story of Kala Krishna Das getting attracted to the Bhattaharis. So Kala Krishna Das is a new devotee, and Lord Chaitanya, don't show this right now, I'll tell the context. So when Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, after reaching Jagannath Puri, he decides that I should go for a preaching tour. And then Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is requested by Lord Nityananda Prabhu requests Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that, oh Lord, you will go alone, you are telling, but it is difficult for you because you have to chant your holy names, and one hand you will be counting the holy names, one hand you will be putting the mala like this, and where you will be your hand to carry your garments. So you need someone to carry your garments, like that Nityananda Prabhu said. Then the Lord said, I am not going to carry anyone with me, because you fellow, I accompanied with you, and I was supposed to go to Vrindavan. I reached back Santipur without even knowing. So now I am a little fearful to carry you and any of your associates and any of your suggestions, because I am fearful I may not reach South India only. I may roam around here only in Jagannath Puri, and then again come back to Puri after 2 years thinking that I roamed South India. So I am really feeling, I'm really frustrated with that experience. I'm not going to take you. So Nityananda Prabhu says, okay, Lord, my Lord, I don't want to come with you. Lord said, I am not going to take any old devotee also. I will not take you, but I will not take any old devotee, because if I take one old devotee, the other old devotee will think, Arey, Lord took him, Lord didn't took me, and I think Lord loves him, Lord doesn't love me. Just like imagine I conduct a yatra and I take only Ansuman Prabhu. And I take Ansuman Prabhu, then what Niharika Mataji will think, oh, I think he doesn't love me, and why only Ansuman Prabhu? And the other devotees will say, oh, why didn't Prabhuji inform? So like that, the Lord was feeling that I will not take any old devotee. Then Nityananda Prabhu said, this person, this is a new fellow who has joined in our movement, Kala Krishna Das. You take him, and he is a very nice person, very nice Brahmana. You can take him. And then Kal Krishna Das was doing wonderful service to Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in many of the places in South India and all. And there is a place where they went near Trivandrum. And at that place, there were some people called Bhattaharis, or the These Vattaharis are like Banjaras, nomads. So what they used to do, they used to keep some women, and they will keep the woman in the front, and through the woman they will attract men and travelers. Basically, they will attract travelers, and then while the woman they're fully engrossed in enjoying the woman, they will steal the travelers, everything of their wealth and everything, and then they will have some people with swords and everything. They will kill the man after that, and then finish. The wealth is taken, man is killed, and then go to the next destination, find out more travelers. So this Kala Krishna Das gets attracted to one of these ladies, and the Kala Krishna Das goes there. And then Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he gets up for Mangala Arati, he finds that his servant is missing. Krishna. Where is he? Has gone. And Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Supreme Lord, who can hide anything from him? So he immediately goes to the Bhattaharis and he says that the Bhattaharis, they will be like sannyasis only, and they'll keep women. They'll wear saffron and they'll have women. And they will use the women to attract other men, especially the travelers, and steal them and then murder them. So then the Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, Arey, you are sannyasi, I am sannyasi, we are all of same class, and you require servants. I also require a servant. Why do you steal my servant? You have already so many servants. And the Lord Chaitanya very sweetly, he tells to the Bhattahari leader. The Bhattahari leader becomes very upset. He says, we have not taken your servant and everything. Where is your servant? And the Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, without even speaking, looking at any of them, he directly enters the camp and finds Kala Krishna Das with the woman and picks up Kala Krishna Das. Can you imagine what the Lord has to do? Krishna, I cannot. So as Kala Krishna Das is with a lady, so he picks up, he holds the sikha of Kala Krishna Das and drags him out of the lady, puts him on his shoulder and runs. Krishna, that's why sannyasis should be careful while traveling. There's so much of danger. So then Kala Krishna Das, what he would be thinking, I don't know, when Lord was carrying him. So then the Bhattaharis become very, very alarmed, because they used to do, they used to kill the person. And when the person is killed, then the person cannot go out and reveal their identities, because Bhattaharis from the external show in the villages and in the region, they would show they're like sannyasis only. So everyone would respect the Bhattaharis, and they would keep women in their community and use the women for this. So if a person goes out, he will reveal everything and then their business will be gone. So they were very upset. These two fellows, they will spoil our business. They started attacking Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu with knives and swords and everything. And Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was not even looking at the swords and knives. He was just going, and he just looked back and smiled. As he smiled, all the knives and swords turned around. No physics teacher can explain this. No physics can explain this. But Chaitanya Charitamrita says it turns around and hits them only. And all the Vattaharis, someone's hand is cut, someone's legs are cut, and they all start bleeding, and then they run away hither and thither. The ladies run away, the camp is destroyed, and Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu runs away with Kala Krishna Das. Hare Krishna. So, Jai Kala Krishna Das ki jai. So when then Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu goes to different other places, goes to Maharashtra and all, and then finally again after maybe 6, 7, 8 months, reaches Jagannath Puri. When Lord reaches Jagannath Puri, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, Nityananda Prabhu and all devotees, they receive him well. And then one fine day, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya and Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they discuss, and Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says that this Kala Krishna Das, he betrayed me. Now I have nothing to give or take with him. And then Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says this verse: Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Shri Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Ebe ami iha ani karilana biday. Jaha ichha jaha ama sone nahi ardai. So ebe ami iha ani. Ani matlab le aaya. मैं तो इसको I somehow rescued this fellow Kal Krishna Das from the Bhattaharis, right? Kori lena vida. Now I am putting vida. Baba. I cannot stay with him, Baba. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is telling like this to Sarvam Bhattacharya. अब मैं तो हाथ जोड़ दिया, अब टाटा कर लेता हूँ इसको. जहाँ इच्छा, wherever he wants to go, let him go, भाई. I don't want to take his इच्छा. If he wants to, if he has इच्छा to enjoy like this, let him. Why I will stop his इच्छा? Jahan ichha, wherever he wants to do whatever is ichha, let him do, Baba. I cannot take him. I'll land up with no problem. Jahan ama samne nahi ardai. With my association, he will not stay. I am little now got bad experience. Just like we in this world also get bad experience from someone and then we become little careful. So Lord also becomes careful. Srila Prabhupada writes a very wonderful purport. Now that I have brought him here, I am asking him to leave. Now he can go wherever he likes, for I am no longer responsible for him. Purport. Kala Krishna Das was influenced and allured by nomads or gypsies who enticed him with women. Maya is so strong that Kala Krishna Das left Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's company to join gypsy women. Can you imagine? Kala Krishna Das is with Supreme Lord. He is not in spiritual world. He is with personification of spiritual world, with Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. What more can be expected? Maya is so strong that Kala Krishna Das left Chaitanya Mahaprabhu company to join the gypsy woman. Even though a person may associate with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he can be allured by Maya and still leave the companies due to his slight independence. So that means even if we stay with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, still we'll have the slight independence. Only one who is overwhelmed by Maya can be so unfortunate as to leave. The next Srila Prabhupada is mentioning, overwhelmed by Maya. Can be so unfortunate as to leave Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's company, yet unless one is very conscientious, careful, the influence of Maya can drag one away even though he be the personal assistant of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Sometimes we say, na, oh Radharani, oh Radhika, I'll become the assistant of Radharani. But even after becoming the assistant of Radharani, you will still have the choice to get attracted to Durgadevi. And what to speak of others? Srila Prabhupada is telling what to speak of others. Kala Krishna Das is getting. The Bhattaharis used to increase their numbers by using women to allure outsiders. This is factual evidence showing that it is possible at any time to fall down from Lord's association. So sometimes when we say no one can fall from spiritual realm, this is a foolishness actually. One need only misuse his little independence. कुछ नहीं करना पड़ेगा, क्या करना पड़ेगा? तो little independence जो दिया है उसको थोड़ा misuse कर लो. Once fallen and separated from the Supreme Personality of Godhead's association, one becomes a candidate for suffering in the material realm. Although rejected by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Kala Krishna Das was given another chance, as the following verse relate. Though Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu rejected him, then Kala Krishna Das started crying, and then Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, Swarup Damodar, and Nityanand Prabhu, they devised a plan. Nityanand Prabhu came and said, hey, why you are crying? Why you are crying? You did a mistake. Why you are crying? And Nityanand Prabhu was so merciful, and Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, the Vaishnavas, the Swarup Damodar, so merciful. And then they all had a meeting. These three devotees had a meeting, Nityananda, Swarup Damodar and Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, what we should do with this Kala Krishna Das. He is rejected by Lord Chaitanya. Then Nityananda Prabhu devised a plan and said, you see, all the Navadvip Basis, they have been telling us, writing letters to tell us the news of Lord Chaitanya, what Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu did in South India. We need someone to explain those stories to Navadvip Vasis because they are feeling separation from Lord. So we should send him to Navadvip, let him do Gaur Katha in Navadvip about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's South India Yatra. Can you imagine? This person is made to become the Gaur Kathakar. And Nityanand Prabhu, being so merciful, sends this and sends that you go and give these gifts to Sachi Devi, and every day you speak about Lord Chaitanya's South India Leela to the devotees in Navadvip. And it is Kala Krishna Das's notes and the notes made by devotees of Kala Krishna Das's class that we right now get information of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's South India Yatra. If Nityanand Prabhu would have rejected Kala Krishna Das, then there was no question of that 2-3 years jo Leela hua South India mein, we had no question that we would have got information about it. So it is Nityanand Prabhu's mercy on Kala Krishna Das that finally it was also mercy upon all of us that we could get the knowledge and information of what all past times happened. So we should understand that though there is always a chance for the Jiva Atma to get attracted to the material energy, the Lord is so merciful. And the Lord's mercy expansion is the Guru Tattva or Nityananda or the devotees of the Lord. Two years before, I was His Holiness Jayapataka Swami Maharaj made an announcement that it has come to my notice that many of my disciples are not following the 4 regulative principles, though they have taken initiation from me. So it is very unfortunate that they have done that, but I am ready to give them a second chance and give them re-initiation. Though I have suffered for their sins that they are committing, but still I am ready to give them a second chance. If they are ready to come again and again take the vows in front of me, I will completely forget all the mistakes they did, and they can again follow the principles and go back to Godhead. Can you imagine? So the mercy of the Vaishnavas is our only hope, though we have been misusing our independence so much. So the Jivas, though they lose, they will never lose the choice. But seeing this, the Jiva loses the tendency. Now just imagine what Kala Krishna Das's inside heart would be. Arey, I rejected the Lord, but the Vaishnavas didn't reject me. The Vaishnavas didn't reject me. And immediately the living entity will lose all tendency for material energy. Arey, chodo ye stree, chodo ye purush, chodo sab kuch, just follow and surrender your life to these Vaishnavas. So this is an example how a jiva can also become fallible even in spiritual world, even in association of the Supreme Lord. But though the jiva will become fallible, though the jiva becomes fallible, he still becomes object of mercy of Balram, of the Guru Tattva. So Krishna has specifically expanded himself into Guru Tattva to give mercy to the fallible living entities, to teach them. Balaramji is the, we saw that there is Sandhini Sakti. Okay, I'll just write down here. So there is the Sandhini Sakti. So there are 3 energies. There is the Sandhini Sakti, there is the Sambit Sakti, and there is the Ladini Sakti. So Sambit Sakti is The in charge of the Sambit Sakti is Balaram. In charge of the Sandini Sakti is Krishna. The in charge of Ladini Sakti is Radhika, Radharani. Sandini creates resources. Sambit gives realizations to use the resources of spiritual realm in service of Krishna. And Ladini gives the relish in reciprocating with Krishna. So these three energies act on the living entity in three ways. If you want to do any service, we require some resources. So Krishna, through his Sandini potency, the Sat potency, creates varieties of resources for helping the living entity and for helping him to enjoy with the living entity and for helping the living entity to enjoy with him. But then you require also, you may get a resource, you may get a laptop, but you need also the knowledge of how to use the laptop in Krishna's service, or else you will use the laptop in Maya's service. So that realization of how to use a laptop in Krishna's service comes from the Guru Tattva or the Balaramji or the Sambit. Bit matlab knowledge. Sambit, Samyak Rupena Bit means complete knowledge of how to serve Krishna, how to use every resource in service of Krishna. And then after you do that, you still, you can only continue that service when you find happiness. Yes, we may do it as a duty, service as a duty for some time, but until unless you find happiness in the service, you'll not be able to continue the service. That is what Srimati Radharani does, is that she helps us to become a steady devotee by giving us nectar drops of happiness in Krishna's service. So Sambit, so it's Balaramji's responsibility to make jivas mature. And that's how the same Balaramji comes as Sankarshan, and that same Sankarshan expands into Vishnu, and Vishnu expands into Kshirodakshay Vishnu as Paramatma in our heart. So Paramatma is actually expansion of ultimately Balaramji or the Guru Tattva. And the Karuna Dakshay Vishnu, Kshirodakshay Vishnu, all the Vishnus are all expansions of Balaramji, whose responsibility is to take care of the jivas. Narayana, Narayana. Narayana or Balaramji say Narayan, Pradyumna, Sankarshan, Aniruddha, all this come. And then from Balaramji, the Vishnus come. And from Vishnus and all these arrangements are taken so that Balaramji can take care of all the jivas and give them knowledge, realizations. And still if the jivas do not want to follow him, follow the realizations, then Balaramji from Vishnu expands into Shiva to make them understand in their own ways. Shiva has his own way. the socking side of Vishnu, the socking energy. So Rudra and Kali, Shiva and Parvati, they have their own ways to make them come to realization. Okay, so ultimately this entire most of the material universes are all expansions. These Vishnus, the Sankarshan, all are expansions of the Balaram, the Sambit Tattva or the Balaram or the Guru Tattva to help the living entity utilize his independence rightly in service of the Lord. Okay, so this is about the answer to the third question. Yes, Kushal Bihari has a question, then we'll go to the fourth one.
In spiritual world, what is the impetus for a jiva to actually have that desire to enjoy material world? So, like he has already understood that to serve Krishna, I have to become Krishna's servant. Then again, how can jiva actually have that desire?
Yeah, that's a very nice question. There's a very nice question that is answered in the next. That is our question 4th. You see, what is the guarantee? Impetus will be there, right? What is the guarantee that after going back we will not return? अरे कौन return किया नहीं return किया, हमारा क्या होगा? ये हमसे मुल्ला का दौड़ मस्जिद तक जैसे बोलते हैं ना मेरा क्या होगा, मैं वृंदावन पहुंच के वापस आऊंगा या नहीं आऊंगा. So this is a very nice thing. Okay, Mona Lisa, we'll discuss your answer in that fourth question. Yes, Mona.
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी, धन्यवाद प्रणाम प्रभु जी. इनिशियल स्टेज में तो स्पिरिचुअल वर्ल्ड में थे एंड दैट टाइम वी वर सर्विंग, तो राधा रानी पे कृपा क्यों नहीं किया? वो हैप्पीनेस अगर आ जाते तो एवरीवेयर वुड हैव बिकम मैच्योर्ड.
So understand one thing, that nothing happens immediately. Nothing happens immediately, and it's not that in spiritual world Radharani will keep you in a jail. Radharani will not keep you in jail. It is your responsibility. Just like I am not keeping all of you in jail. It is your responsibility.
She gives the Ladini Shakti, na? We enjoy that.
But person has to associate, na? Like I am giving all knowledge, but if you don't come for the class, what I will do? I am giving all of the knowledge. You switch off the video and just do all your things. What I can do? Similarly, what Radharani can do? See, na, everyone is my student only. Is everyone advancing in the same rate? Like that. What can be done? We cannot blame Radharani for it. Don't try to shift this responsibility to Radharani. वो स्पिरिचुअल वर्ल्ड पहुंच गए, सब राधा रानी करेगी. अरे तो फिर रासलीला कब करेगी वो? राधा रानी सब कुछ वो ही करेगी तुम्हारे साथ, तो समय चला जाएगा. ऐसे बैठ जाएगी, बाबा कृष्णा बोला था बच्चा नहीं पैदा करना, ये सब इतना परेशान कर रहा है. हमारा रोमांस बंद हो गया. अब देखो. You understand? It's our responsibility. Don't blame. Don't blame. Nothing happens suddenly. Now also all of you are practicing 4 regulative principles and all. Immediately you cannot start breaking. Slowly you will start, I have seen people, how they again they start fall down. Immediately they don't. First, out of 4 classes in a month, they will start attending 1 class or 2 class. Then after in 3 months, then those things slowly will go. First from 16 rounds, some rounds will get छूट जाएगा, ठीक है कल कर लेंगे. फिर कल भी नहीं होगा, छूट के फिर 12 पे आ जाएगा. अब 12 ही करते हैं. आई थिंक 16 माला प्रैक्टिकल नहीं कलयुग के लिए. एंड देन 8, देन 4, देन 3, देन 2, देन 1, एंड फाइनली ही फाइंड्स हिमसेल्फ इन एसोसिएशन ऑफ बॉलीवुड सेलिब्रिटीज. So like that, nothing happens immediately. It's a process. Just like going to spiritual world is a process, falling from spiritual world to material world is also a process. Until and unless you are like Jai Vijay, who offended something and it was a plan of the Lord, that's a different exceptional case. Everything is a process. Okay?
Is there an example who has fallen down like this through the process?
We are the example. What more examples you can think?
I am the example also.
What example more we want? There are infinite examples in material realm. All have fallen only. So all were in spiritual realm. Now where they were, we cannot say. Whether the person, the jiva was in Vaikuntha, whether the person was, the jiva was serving in material realm also there are Bhu Vaikunthas. Whether the jiva was serving in Bhu Vaikuntha, whether the jiva was serving in Golok Vrindavan, whether the jiva was serving in Ayodhya, that cannot be ascertained. So when Srila Prabhupada said you cannot find out when you came and from where you came, that means that when we cannot find out because there is no time in spiritual realm. At one point of time, somewhere in some present movement, Nitya Vartaman of spiritual realm, we got attracted and we wanted to leave. As soon as we leave, the material energy arranges the material situation for us. But from where we left, we cannot understand. We cannot understand. Maybe after going back, we may remember and all those things. We don't. And generally, those experiences are so painful the rejection and the betrayal of devotees, and those rejections, and also rejecting Krishna, they're very painful. So generally those things are not revealed, right? It's better that we forget and focus on this thing. And that's why our scriptures and Krishna, and they also don't too much deal into it, because it's a painful experience for the jiva to understand that, oh, I did this, I did that, right? So generally it is not described much, and it's not required also. But we have fallen. We are all examples of fallen, right? And as the jiva falls, the jiva takes shelter of Mahavishnu, the navel of Mahavishnu. The jiva stays there for some time, and till the time the next creation happens, or what is happening, and then the jiva through the breathing process of Mahavishnu is injected into one of the universe. Right? So now as the jiva comes, the first resting place of the jiva is the navel of Mahavishnu. Right? So that's why Nara Ayana, resting place of all naras, the nesting place of all the jivas who want to become nara or purusa in the material world. So and then sometimes in some places it is also mentioned that the source of the jivas is Mahavishnu. The source of jiva is not Mahavishnu. Mahavishnu is also an immediate reality for the jiva, those who have fallen, right? Is this clear?
Yes.
Yes. Oh, there are so many questions. Okay, let's take the questions and then we'll go ahead. Otherwise, yes, Udharan Krishna Prabhu.
One question on the same line. Like when you spoke about maturity, so
we'll discuss about maturity. That's the fourth point. We'll discuss about maturity. Yes, Sunita Mataji.
Like in material world, we have like so many things in front of us, like to enjoy. But in like we have malls and internet and movies, Bollywood. There are so many things to drag us from spiritual life. But what do we have in the spiritual world to like deviate our path of bhakti? What inspires us in the spiritual world to come to get attracted to Vairanga Satya material world?
The desire is there. You may think
very low.
Hare Krishna, Hari Bol, audible?
Yes.
So the desire is there. The shopping mall may not be there, but the desire to get attracted is there. The shopping mall is shopping mall has come out from the desire, na? Shopping mall is not an immediate reality, it is the final reality. But it has come from a desire. For a boy, I think how nice it would be if there is a place where I can enjoy with a girl and go and shop her a lot of things, and there will be also some food items we can take so that we don't have to come back and cook, and there will be AC also so that we don't feel hot and we can chit chat, and also these desires has created a shopping mall. So though shopping mall is not there, but the desire is there, right? Now one may ask, desire कैसे आया? Desire का कुछ desire तो desire है. अभी आप सब में क्या desire आ रहा है, मैं क्या कर सकता हूँ, मैं क्या कर सकता हूँ, भगवान क्या कर सकते हैं? You tell me. What desire you are having? What Krishna can do? Nothing. अब now.
Sometimes we feel that it is better to become like a bhakti robot. So that we will not get only that desire.
Yeah, so that's why the other questions are there. Let us answer this question, then you will feel whether we should become like a bhakti robot or what. Okay. Yes, next.
क्वेश्चन आता है तो एक बार तो वहां चले जाते तो फॉल डाउन नहीं होता है, फिर फॉल डाउन होने का चांसेस तो कैसे होता है, ये भी तो क्वेश्चन आ रहा है उसमें.
हाँ, तो इसीलिए हम पढ़ रहे हैं ना. What is the guarantee that you just wait? All your questions are within these 7 questions. Okay, there is no question further question to after the 7 question. Okay. So let's discuss now. Jiva has to wait. So Krishna was telling. So all of you Jivas, we wait. So the next thing is that what is the guarantee that we don't come back? So this is a very nice story from Brihad Bhagavatamrita. Don't show this. Let me say the context of the story and then we'll. So in Brihad Bhagavatamrita, there is a story about Gopakumar who goes to spiritual world and Golok Vrindavan. After he goes to Golok Vrindavan, there is another story that is mentioned. So the story doesn't begin with Gopakumar. The story begins with a Brahmana from Assam. So this Brahmana was a worshipper of Durga, and somehow he gets a Madan Gopal mantra. He gets a mantra to worship Madan Gopal, and he gets so attracted with the mantra and Madan Gopal, he keeps on searching. Finally, from Assam, he loses all impetus for his family life and all. He leaves his wife, children, sab kuch, and he leaves his home, and he comes to Ganga Sagar, finds some people who can tell him about Madan Gopal. He doesn't feel attracted there. Then he goes to Varanasi. Varanasi also doesn't get attracted. Varanasi, he wants to take initiation from some Sankaracharya followers. Lord Shiva becomes very angry and comes in his dream and says that my wife Parvati gave you the mantra in your dream because you are worshipping her. And we said that you should go to Vrindavan. Why you are roaming around in Varanasi? Lord Shiva becomes very angry on the Brahmana. And then this Brahmana, whose name is Jana Sarma, finally reaches Vrindavan, finds Gopkumar. And then in Vrindavan, Gopkumar, he asked that how do I find Krishna? What is this mantra? And Gopkumar says that I was also chanting this mantra and I was also seeking where to find Krishna. And then he explains all his experiences of how he goes to finally Golok Vrindavan. So now Gopkumar is in Bhauma Vrindavan, is in this earthly Vrindavan, because Jana Sarma finds him in this Vrindavan, right? So then this Jana Sarma is asking to Gopakumar. This is a beautiful verse from Brihad Bhagavatamrita, 3rd canto, 6th chapter, 364th verse. Sri Mathura Uvacha, Sri Mathura Uvacha.
Sri Mathura Uvacha.
Krishne Madhupurim Jate.
Krishne Madhupurim Jate.
Vaset Kutro Bhavan Katham.
Vaset Kutro Bhavan Katham.
Yaschira Tatpadam Praptaha.
Yaschira Tatpadam Praptaha.
Prayatnes Tatadad Ashaya.
Prayatnes Tatad Ashaya.
Okay, so the context of this verse is that Gopkumar says that in spiritual realm, Golok Vrindavan, Krishna went to Madhupuri, Mathura, right, along with some Gopas. So then this Jana Sarma is asking that, translation will read, after striving for so long, you strive so long to stay with Krishna, right, in so many ways, you know, from material realm to all the planets you went, and finally you reached Golok Vrindavan. After so many ways you strive and reached finally Vrindavan to just take association of your Madan Gopal. And now your Madan Gopal, who is your heart's desire, has gone to Madhupuri. From Vrindavan he went to Mathura. Why you don't go to Madhupuri? Why you didn't travel with your Krishna, with your Madan Gopal to Madhupuri? And where you will reside now, and how you live without your Madan Gopal, like that Mathura Brahman is telling. Okay. For a very long time, Gopkumar had harbored the desire to see Gopala Dev and join him in his pastimes. Now Gopkumar has finally reached his destination, Golok Vrindavan, but Krishna has left Vrindavan to go to Mathura. Under the circumstances, how can Gopkumar tolerate living in Braj? And since he is attached to the countryside where Krishna performed his childhood pastime, how can he consider living in Mathura? So now Mathura Brahman, the Jana Sarma, is asking that why didn't you go to Braj, from Braj to Mathura with your friend, that is Krishna? Okay, so this Gopakumar has his spiritual name called Swarup. Swarup is his spiritual name given by Srimati Radharani. Shri Swarupa Uvacha Adeshena Prabhostasya. This is a very important verse. Actually, when I read this verse, I felt, my goodness, oh, this is the reason. This is the answer. Adeshena Prabhostasya Braje Nandadi Bhishaha Basanti Madrisha Sarve Tatra Swa Sadrishes Okay. Synonyms and translation and commentary by Sanatan Goswami, Srila Sanatan Goswami Pad ki jai. So Swarupa said, Adeshene, on the order, Prabho of the Lord, Tasya, his, Braje, in Braja, Nanda Adibhi, with Nanda and others, Saha, together, Basanti, leave, Madrisha, persons like me, Sarve, all, Tatra, there, Swa, to ourselves, Sadrishe, who are similar, Tada, then. Translation. So Swarup said, by the order of the Lord, I and all devotees like me continue to live in Braja in the company of Nanda and others whose moods resemble ours. Commentary. When Krishna left Braj, he gave special instruction to the new devotees. There are some people who are also just like Kal Krishna Das was a new devotee, Nutan. Sanatan Goswami says, Nutan Bhakta in spiritual world. So it's not that only there are new devotees in ISKCON, so there are new devotees in spiritual realm also. So when you finally perfect your life in ISKCON, you will become a new devotee in Vrindavan, Nutan Bhakta. So when Krishna left Braja, he gave special instruction to the new devotees who had come to his abode on the strength of his mercy and their spontaneous sadhana. He told them to remain in Braja and continue to associate with great devotees like Nanda, whose ways of devotion were similar to their own. Otherwise, if new devotees were to go to Mathura, the incompatible local mood would disturb them and their spiritual development would be impeded. That means spiritual development does not stop just by entering spiritual world. It's not that we enter spiritual world, bas ab ho gaya, now everything is finished. I have done it. I have achieved it. So with such considerations in mind, Sri Hari Bhakti Sudodaya states, Swa kulardhai tato dhiman swa yutthan eva samshayet. If an intelligent person wants to see his family prosper, he should stay with his own kind. So this is very, very important. This is fourth. What is the guarantee that we will not return? The guarantee is, the guarantee lies in our interest and involvement in following further instructions to get trained. That means,
this pastime is happening at the time when Krishna was on earth.
Oh, I'll tell you. Just wait. Abhi, just wait. Don't disturb me. I will answer all the questions. So training continues even in spiritual realm. And in spiritual realm also, there is, what is this verse mentioned? What is the first word of the verse? Most important word. Can anyone say what is the most important word of this verse?
Krishna Adesha.
Adeshena prabhostasya. That means even in spiritual realm, if the jivas want to stay safe and sound, they have to still follow Adeshena, the instructions. The jivas will never become so great that they don't require to follow instructions. Okay? So long the jiva continues to follow the instructions of Krishna, the jivas find safety wherever they are, whether in material world or in spiritual world, definitely in spiritual world also. So sometimes we think that in spiritual world if you go, and then मैं तो अपना मन की मर्जी, मन की मर्जी माया की फौजी. So अगर इधर, if you are doing your whimsical thing here, there is guarantee that you will do whimsical things there. So what we have to give up is our whimsical attitude. So even in spiritual world, the training continues, and even if there in spiritual world, we'll have to follow Adeshena, right? So now the next question is, what is the actual question was, what is the guarantee that we will not come back, right? The next question is, training is definitely important. So what is that which we are going to attain by that training? ठीक है, ट्रेनिंग, आपको ट्रेनिंग, क्या ट्रेनिंग? What is the final outcome of maturity and realization that this training is? Because there are so many living entities, they travel with the Lord to the material world, correct? There are Vishnu Dutas who are coming from Vaikuntha to carry. अजामिल को कौन पकड़ने आया था? 4 Vishnu Duta आए थे ना? Right? The 4 Vishnu Dutas come. That means Lord sends regularly all his associates to material world. Now imagine Lord has sent 4 Vishnu Dutas to material world and 3 वापस आए, and और कहाँ गया? अरे वो तो नया फिल्म रिलीज हुआ था पुष्पा 2 उधर ही अटक गया. स्टैम्पिड देखा पुष्पा 2 का रिलीज में. अरे कौन डायरेक्टर था? विष्णु इज आस्किंग अ पुष्पा 2. So what is the final outcome? How do you understand that this living entity will come to material realm and will be safe and sound? So that is the next verse, and that will also answer Kushal Bihari Pru's question. So where it is happening, Kushal Bihari Pru was telling. So this Swarup, see, this Swarup was in spiritual world in Golok Vrindavan, and in Golok Vrindavan also Krishna lives for Mathura, right? So now Swarup has come to Bhauma Vrindavan. Okay. So then the next question that this Mathura Brahman says that तुम गोलोक वृंदावन छोड़ के इधर क्यों आया? इस वृंदावन में क्यों आया? राइट, उधर ही रहता है. एटलीस्ट नंद बारात सब हैं, इधर तो भगवान अभी लीला नहीं कर रहे हैं भौम वृंदावन में. दिस इज अ वेरी नाइस वर्स. तदा कदाचित् इतस्तत्र कदापि विदधे स्थितिम् भेदं नोपलभे कंचित् Padayor adhunaitayo. This is a very important verse from Srimad Brihad Bhagavatamrita. तदा कदाचित इतस्तत्र, मैं कभी कभी इधर भी आता हूं, कभी कभी उधर भी रहता हूं, घूमता रहता हूं. कदापि विधते स्थितिम भेदम नोपलभे. There is no difference between Bhauma Vrindavan and Golok Vrindavan. Because you are not mature, that's why you are seeing the difference, but there is actually no difference between Bhauma Vrindavan and Golok Vrindavan. कंचित मतलब एक कंच, एक किंचित मात्र का भी डिफरेंस नहीं है भौम वृंदावन और गोलोक वृंदावन. ट्रांसलेशन: I reside therefore sometimes here, sometimes there. No longer do I perceive any difference between these two abodes. Commentary: see, Swarup and his disciple are in Brajabhumi on earth. Sanatana Goswami says that abhi dono, Swarup matlab Gop Kumar and Janasarma, his disciple, they are in earth. Now Sri Swarup sees no difference between the two abodes, but before he attained this realization, he had to make great endeavor to transfer himself from Gokul to Golok. So this is the realization. This is the final realization that the training of the jivas, it is expected, that the jivas who are getting trained is expected when they come to material world, they will see Vrindavan. Like Srila Prabhupada, he left Vrindavan, he created Vrindavan, right? So similarly, the jivas who become very mature with the training, they see Vrindavan in material world also. The same Vrindavan is actually the Uttar Pradesh Vrindavan and the Golok Vrindavan. The Golok and Gokul has no difference, right? And they just don't see the same Vrindavan in material world. They also can create Vrindavan everywhere. And so long the jivas are not mature of this, Krishna is very careful with the jivas. He considers that they should stay here for more long and get trained by associating more closely with higher levels of devotees. So the training continues. Now you are getting trained in particular way by me. After that also training will continue when you go to spiritual world. Either I will train or someone else will train or something will happen. But the training will continue. And so long you are ready to get trained to become more mature in Krishna consciousness and come to this understanding that Swarup has come. Now why then Gop Kumar has come to this Bhauma Vrindavan? So later on Gop Kumar says to Janasarma, actually today when I was going to graze the cows, Radharani called me and gave this special service to me to pick you up from Bhauma Vrindavan to Golok Vrindavan. So that's why I have come as a deputation. As a deputation. But why Gopakumar was deputed? Because of this realization. And why Gopakumar was not affected? He also came, na? इधर तो क्लियरली लिखा है. पीपल से ना कोई स्पिरिचुअल वर्ल्ड से मटेरियल वर्ल्ड आता नहीं है. नहीं, स्पिरिचुअल वर्ल्ड से मटेरियल वर्ल्ड आने का जो शुद्ध भक्त जो आते हैं उनका तरीका है वो भौम वृंदावन. भौम वृंदावन इज बेसिकली इट्स जस्ट लाइक आई ओपन माय डोर, दिस इज भौम वृंदावन एंड दैट इज गोलोक वृंदावन. और कुछ नहीं है. It is two doors of the same room. That means you consider Golok Vrindavan as spiritual realm, and there are infinite doors where you can enter infinite material Vrindavans in the material world. There is nothing, no difference between Bhauma Vrindavan and material, spiritual Vrindavan. But we go to material Vrindavan, we see Suar, we see Puchka, we see all these things because we lack that realization and maturity. And so long we don't have that maturity, we need to stay safe in Golok Vrindavan with the associates of Nanda and get trained properly. And then we'll be also deputed. This Gop Kumar was Nutan Bhakta. Now he got mature and he was deputed. Radharani sent, because preaching was family business. So, but who can go out for preaching is one who has a steady mind. Otherwise, instead of preaching, you will be get preached by others. So this Gop Kumar, on the Ades of Srimati Radharani, comes to get Janasarma back. Okay, is this clear? So the final outcome is the maturity to see Bhauma Vrindavan as non-different than Golok Vrindavan. First, this is the first level of maturity the jivas develop after prolonged stay in spiritual realm. The second, they develop the power and potency to create Vrindavan everywhere. And only those souls are sent. So don't think that Krishna just blindly, oh, tum chale jao, prachar karo jaake, kya baith rahe ho khali, book distribution karo. So Krishna is also very concerned of the living entity's security and safety, more than you know that the living entity is, just like Kushal Bihari Prabhu is asking, better robot ban jaye. Are robot mat bano, bas ek hi cheez karna hai. Kya karna hai Kushal Bihari Prabhu? नहीं, आदेशेन प्रभोस्त्स्य. एंड यही हमारी समस्या है, यही हमारी समस्या है, बस यही हमारी समस्या है. हम आदेश पालन करना नहीं चाहते हैं, किसी के अंडर में हम रहना नहीं चाहते हैं. यही हमारी समस्या है. और यही समस्या हमको भगवत धाम से नीचे लेके आया. यही समस्या हमको रेबेलियस मेंटालिटी. मैं किसी का आदेश पालन नहीं करूंगा. जस्ट लाइक ए स्मॉल चाइल्ड, द जीवा इज लाइक ए चाइल्ड ऑफ कृष्णा. Just like the child, how the child will suffer if he doesn't follow the parents' instruction. So the jiva is like a child of Krishna. The only reason the jiva suffers is because just like a child suffers because of not following Adesh, the jiva suffers for not following instructions. Like even I see the tendency. So sometimes we think, one day I will become so great devotee, I'll become a guru, then I will just have to give आदेश and I will not follow any आदेश. है तो 15 साल भक्ति में हो गया, और कितना अंडर में रहना है प्रभु जी, और कितना अंडर में रहना है, सब पूछ के करना है. 15 साल हो गए, मेरे को सब समझ में आ गया, क्या अच्छा है क्या बुरा है सब समझ में आ गया. So this is the beginning of the fall down. So we should understand that we will eternally remain a child of Krishna. Right? We'll eternally remain a child of Krishna. And eternally we need to follow the Adesh. Even in spiritual world or material world, when so long we follow the Adesh, we are safe and secure. Our choice will be always proper, and we will remain in spiritual world always. So what is the guarantee will not come back? The guarantee is given. Follow the instruction, right? And don't think that instructions are only given in material world. Instructions are given in every place. Instructions will also be given in spiritual world also. Then the next question is Kushal Bihari Prabhu's question. Why jivas are created like this and given this minute independence? सब समस्या दो चीज है, इधर दो चीज मेंशन किया गया, देखो, एक है माइन्यूट एंड दूसरा है इंडिपेंडेंस. ठीक है, इंडिपेंडेंस दे दिया, बलराम जी की तरह इंडिपेंडेंस दे देता, माइन्यूट ही नहीं रहता तो कुछ परेशानी नहीं रहता, या फिर माइन्यूट बनाना था तो इंडिपेंडेंस नहीं देता तो भी कुछ परेशानी नहीं रहता। माइन्यूट भी बनाया, इंडिपेंडेंस भी दिया और परेशान कर दिया। लाइक यू सी, we will discuss now. So there is the antaranga. Again we'll write tatastha, bahiranga. So the antaranga also has independence, and tatastha also has independence. But there is a difference between Jivas and Radharani, Jivas and Balramji. What is the difference? There will be never a case that Radharani is getting attracted to Puspa 2. I don't know why I'm giving Puspa 2 example a lot. Because I think that's what I heard, that it became very serious topic. So now you see, next 5 minutes, be very attentive. Okay. So now here is Krishna. I will put Krishna in the middle. Okay. Let me write Krishna in blue. So this Antaranga Sakti means the Sakti of Krishna other than Krishna, like Radharani, Balaram, Narayan, all these are considered the Swarupa Sakti or the Antaranga Sakti. Tatastha means Jivas. Okay. So now so both are trying to love Krishna. But this is love by design, and this is love by desire or choice. So Krishna definitely relishes the love of Radharani because Radharani loves Krishna. But then Krishna understands Radharani is designed to love me, my Swarup Sakti. But when Krishna releases the love of Jivas, he understands that Jivas have a choice, but still he loves me. Just imagine how much he loves me. So we may say and condemn ourselves to become robots, but it is our independent choice being separated from Krishna is that which is a unique love different from Radharani, which Krishna releases. So this love is unique in its nature, and Krishna releases this unique love from the Jivas who have a choice to get attracted to Bahiranga, but foregoing that attraction to the Bahiranga Sakti, the Jivas, they get attracted to Krishna. And Krishna says, oh, you had all opportunities to go to Puspa 2 movie. You came to take darshan of my Abhishek? Oh. So there is a saying that Radhanath Maharaj used to always say. I think it's an American saying. There is a lecture by Radhanath Maharaj, love me, love my dog. So Radhanath Maharaj says this statement, if you love your dog, set it free. If it comes back, it was yours. Else, it was never yours. If you really love your dog, set it free. Chhod do usko. If you think that girl loves you, set it free. Priye, find out any man in this world. Whomever you want to marry, marry. And if the girl comes back to you, how the man will feel. My goodness. He had opportunity for everyone, from Jeff Bezos to Elon Musk to all the richest, to Indra, to Brahma. Rejecting everyone, he comes to Kushal Vihari Das. Right? This is the happiness that Krishna releases from the jivas, which is not available from love of Radharani, from love of Balramji, from love of Narayan, from love of Mahavishnu, from love of any of the Swarupa Sakti. So condemning ourselves for the minute independence is a useless thing, because it is a minute independence which is the unique thing that Krishna has given us to love him in a unique way, which even Radharani can do. She is not designed for that. So when we say that why the living entity is designed minute, because that minuteness, Krishna releases that surrender of that minute living entity, and Krishna releases that surrender and trying to protect that minute living entity, just like a parent loves to protect the child. Now, what is the use of the child? Child has no freedom. Arey, child is the king. Child is king of home. So the jivas are actually the king of spiritual world. Everyone loves the jiva. Balaram loves the jiva. You see, Lord Chaitanya rejected Kal Krishna Das. Was he got rejected? अरे नहीं 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 अरे नहीं 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 क्या नो ठीक है ठीक है ठीक है ठीक है उसको कुछ तो सेटल करो. नित्यानंद प्रभु came. मतलब just like a child, पिताजी रिजेक्ट करते हैं तो मम्मी पकड़ लेती है, मम्मी पापा रिजेक्ट करते हैं तो ग्रैंडफादर पकड़ लेता है, ग्रैंडफादर रिजेक्ट करता है तो ग्रैंडफादर, छोड़ो ना, क्या है, बच्चा है, क्या है. So the jivas has the opportunity in spiritual world because of his minute nature and because of his being prone to getting affected, just like a child. Child is minute, and the child is also prone to get cheated, correct? That's what you define child, na? Why the parents are more careful in protecting the child? Arey, you will get cheated and everything, right? They are very, very careful about the child. But definitely the child is made like this. Child may come, अरे क्यों इतना कितना ऐसा छोटा, कब बड़ा बनूंगा, कब बड़ा बनूंगा. But the child can see, उसके वजह से पूरा फैमिली का अटेंशन मेरे को मिल रहा है. So if the jivas, they understand what they have got and what is the uniqueness, and the only thing is that the child sometimes grows up, but the jiva doesn't grow up. It is always a jiva, and it always has that opportunity to give that pleasure to Krishna, where Krishna thinks, oh, you have everything, not to come to me, but still you are coming to me. Oh, so nice. My dog came back to me. If you love your dog, if you love the jiva, set it free. कृष्ण थिंक्स, छोड़ दो उसको, वो आता है तो मेरा ही है, नहीं आता है तो दुर्गा का है. Okay. The other questions, actually, I don't know, can we go till 8:30? We'll complete it today. Huh? I hope it is getting interesting. There are other two questions which are much more interesting, and there is a beautiful thing from Brihad Bhagavatamrit which we will describe. I am telling you a point. I am telling you a point that Jiva is like a child, and how Krishna releases this unique love of Jiva, which is not there from the Swarup Sakti also. So this point has a reference from Brihad Bhagavatamrit. We will read this. So this is where Gopakumar has reached Vaikuntha for the first time. So Gopakumar reaches Vaikuntha first, and then from Vaikuntha, Narayan transfers him to Ayodhya, and not Ayodhya, transfers him to Dwaraka because he wants to go to Dwaraka, meet Krishna, and then from Dwaraka he is transferred by Uddhava to Vrindavan. Okay, so now he has reached first time from material realm. He has reached Vaikuntha to see the Lord. Okay, and when Gopakumar reaches Vaikuntha, so Gopakumar gets so ecstatic, right? You read the verse. We'll read now continuous verses, 5-6 verses. Okay, fast we will read. Tar darshanananda bharena tesha Vismritya siksham bata parshadana Gopal he jivitam ityabhikshanam Kroshan adhavam parirambhanaya. Adhavam. Adhavam matlab dhava. Dhava matlab run. Kroshan, very fast. Okay. So tar darshan ananda varena tesham. जब गोप कुमार पहली बार पहुंच गया वैकुंठ में, and Vaikuntha, it's very majestic. Narayan is sitting on a throne, Lakshmi is there, and all the attendants are there, and this fellow Gop Kumar is in Brajabhav, you know, and then he is worshipping Madan Gopal. So then, so every mantra has a bhav. Like we say Om Namo Narayana. If you chant too much Om Namo Narayana, you develop majestic bhav. And that's why Vaishnavas, Gaudiya Vaishnavas, we don't chant Om Namo Narayana. We chant Jugala mantra, Hare Krishna. If you chant too many other mantras, like some people are there, they chant Hare Krishna, ये भी chanting कर सकते हैं, वो भी chanting कर सकते हैं. If you chant too many mantras, your mood will not evolve. If you want to go to Vaikuntha, chant Om Namo Narayana. If you want to go to Goloka, you have to chant the Jugala mantra, the Hare Krishna mantra. So Hare Krishna mantra is specifically designed for avoiding the Braja Prem, right? Om Namo Narayana is specifically designed for avoiding the love of Vaikuntha. Vaikuntha, there is a love filled with awe and reverence. And similarly, there is Sri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Sri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. You chant the Ram mantra, like Lord Shiva is chanting and many Ramanandis the chant, you will go to Ayodhya. Because the mantra, Nama, Rupa, Guna, Leela. So Nama reveals the Leela. Nama reveals the Guna. Guna means basically the mood, the qualities of Krishna and my interactions with Krishna. So ultimately, because Gopakumar was reciting the Madan Gopal mantra, or the mantra for getting Braja Bhakti, or he was attracted to Madan Gopal or Braja, so his mood also became like Braja, you know. So when he reached Vaikuntha, Lord was sitting like that, and as he said, oh, you know, जैसे हम दोस्त से मिलते हैं ना, you know, दौड़ने लग गया पूरा जोर से, लंगोटिया यार, you know, क्रोशन अधावम परिरंभमाणाय, you know, and all the attendants, यार भाई उसको मना किया था, तुम इधर उधर काम नहीं करना, टाई वाई भिड़ के अच्छे से चलना. There is a way actually. When you go to Vaikuntha, you are trained. Just like in spiritual world, वृंदावन में ट्रेनिंग है, वैकुंठ में ट्रेनिंग है. भगवान के सामने कैसे चलना है, भगवान के सामने कैसे खाना है, भगवान के सामने कैसे दंडवत करना है, भगवान के सामने क्या बोलना है, क्या करना है, क्या नहीं करना है. The lot of do's and don'ts. And ये पूरा, actually he wanted an appointment with Narayan, and the attendant said, yes, you can go to Narayan because Lord Shiva has sent you. Gop Kumar previously was in Shivloka. Lord Shiva sent a letter through the Vishnu Dutas. I am sending a letter to this, so this person can meet Narayan. And basis on the power of Lord Shiva's letter, the attendants, they said, okay, Narayan se milaenge, but ये सब protocols है. Vaikuntha, there are a lot of protocols. ये follow करना पड़ेगा. And the fullness of ecstasy this sight brought on made me forget what the attendants of the Lord had instructed me. Tad darshananand bharena tesham. भरेण मतलब मैं इतना भर गया, मेरा हृदय विष्णु की दर्शन से. विस्मृत्य, स्मृत्य मतलब याद करना, विस्मृत्य मतलब भूल जाना. शिक्षाम, पूरा प्रोटोकॉल शिक्षा दिया गया था मेरे को, सब भूल गया. बत पार्षदानाम, जितने सारे पार्षद थे मेरे को पूरा शिक्षा प्रोटोकॉल्स के पूरा ट्रेनिंग दिए थे, सब मैं भूल गया जब वैकुंठ नारायण को देखा. I cried out again and again, oh Gopal, my life and soul, and I ran forward to embrace the Lord. Commentary, very interesting. Having chanted the 10-syllable mantra of Lord Gopal for so long, Gop Kumar was used to worshipping the Lord with natural spontaneity, and now he impulsively expressed his love in a way unusual for Vaikuntha Vasis. Because Vaikuntha Vasis chant Om Namah Narayana and they develop this mood of, so it was very unusual. ये क्या कर रहा है, इसको बताया फिर भी कहा नहीं, गुस्सा हो गए सब attendants. Forgetting of all ideas of awe and reverence, he ran forward with open arms to embrace his Lord. Translation, we'll now read some of the translation. Some discerning attendants who became little disturbed, who were standing at the Lord's side, held me back. मतलब वो दौड़ रहा था, उसको पूरा ऐसे पकड़े, एंड वो जैसे मैंने उसका हाथ पकड़ लिया, एक इधर पकड़ लिया, एक इधर पकड़ लिया. And I was heartbroken. He was not able to. I cried out in helpless distress again and again, overcome by my experience. छोड़ दो, and fell unconscious at the feet of the Lord. ऐसे मेरा एक हाथ पकड़ लिया और छोड़ो मेरे को एंगलिंग करना है, एंड वो मैं फिर बेहोश हो गया कि मैं भगवान को छू नहीं पाया, एम्ब्रेस नहीं कर पाया. वैकुंठा, नो वन कैन टच द लॉर्ड एक्सेप्ट लक्ष्मी. No one can touch the Lord. With some effort, those attendants lifted me up, right? And मैं तो गिर गया तो मतलब उनका हाथ छोड़ के सब गिर गया, because भारी हो गया तो गिर गया. I regained my consciousness. I wiped away my hands the flood of tears that blocked my sight. फिर से मैं देखना चाहता था, आंसू हो गया, सब गिर गया. And with difficulty, finally I opened my eyes. Then I heard the Lord, that best of merciful persons, tell me in a deep, gentle voice, please come back to your senses. Dear boy, come here quickly. Then the Lord called me, Lord of Vaikuntha. And this is really different for the Vaikuntha Vasis. Ye is tarah ka, why Narayan is calling like this? First time I am seeing Narayan. Because Narayan also is getting into the mood of गोप कुमार, बिकॉज उनको भी याद आ रहा है ब्रज लीला सब, गोप कुमार को देख के. From the moment Gop Kumar fell unconscious, Lord Narayan had been calling to him. So actually Gop Kumar को नारायण बुला ही रहे थे, but Gop Kumar fell unconscious, तो उसको सुनाई नहीं दिया. Now when he regained his consciousness, he was able to hear him after, and Lord also told him, please give up this reverence for me. Let's talk together as friends. तो अभी नारायण भी मूड में आ गया. And the attendants of Vaikuntha, they are thinking, अरे क्या हो रहा है ये इधर? That's why the Braja devotees are not sent That's how when this fellow in Chaitanya Charitamrita comes that Jagadananda Pandit wanted to go to Vrindavan. And Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, don't go alone. You always stay with Sanatan Goswami because the Brajavasis have a different mood than you. You have a mood of Dwaraka and the Brajavasis have a mood of Vrindavan. If you go and associate too much and without any person who can help you understand their mood, you will commit offenses. So the Vaikunta Vasis now are in complete shock. ये कौन item आ गया और ये क्या हो रहा है और नारायण ऐसे बात क्यों करने लगे उसके साथ. I then felt the highest limit of joy. I danced all around. वो नाचने लग गया. वैकुंठवासी तो कभी नृत्य देखे ही नहीं जीवन में. I danced all around as if seized by madness and stumbled about. But with great endeavor, Lord's servants calmed me down. Like one time I remembered. Chandan Kumar, you remembered? This we were what I did was we had gone to South India and we had gone to a temple, and then the pujari was there, Narayan's pujari was there. And I was like a little bit singing and everything, and then I sat down to very happily sat down to do Gayatri, remembering the Lord. And the pujari became so angry. How can you sit? Huh? You appear to be a very knowledgeable person. The Lord is giving darshan and you sat down. I thought, we have to sit and chant and dance and this is the goal. How can you sit? And he was shouting on me and so loudly and telling everyone, just see this fellow, and no, he doesn't know anything. And I also became afraid. And I was doing Gayatri. He didn't allow me to complete my Gayatri also. I had to take out my hand from the Brahman thread and come out and go and stand a little bit and then go out and do my Gayatri. Right? So, if because of the mood difference, they may become very offensive. Because our mood is different. We will go to Tirupati also, dance and chant, and like you will go find someone in some temples, you start chanting loudly. And you will feel अरे क्या रे भाई. So गोप कुमार भी पूरा अभी पूरा जैसे इस्कॉन मंदिर बन गया. वो पूरा मजा में अभी झूम रहा है. एंड अटेंडेंस का तो पूरा कल्चर शॉक, उसको बिठाए, ठंडा किए उसको. भाई तुम क्या कर रहा है इधर. And then hearing those words from Lord Narayan drove Gop Kumar apparently insane. Just imagine, without hearing Nitai Gauranga's words only, we are insane. मान लीजिए निताई गौरांग बोलता है, अच्छा डांस कर रहा है तुम उद्धारण कृष्णा. अब तो उद्धारण कृष्णा पागल ही हो जाएगा. वो तो फैन वैन तोड़ देगा टेम्पल हॉल का, ऐसे ऐसे पागल करके सब नोच नाच देगा सब कुछ. निताई गौरांग मेरे से बात किया पागल हो जाएगा. तो उस तरह नारायण जो बात किया, गोप कुमार का थोड़ा तो एक्सटेसी था, वो अभी अनकंट्रोल्ड हो गया. In truth, however, this insanity was a perfection of clear consciousness, in which the one who suffers feels the ultimate extreme of happiness. So, this Biraha Prem, or this ecstasy of what we hear in the stories of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and all, is not available in Vaikuntha. So, the Vaikuntha Vasis are trying to calm him down. कोई अदर ब्रजवासी रहेगा, वो तो बोलेगा जय 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 और उसको डांस करवाओ. जरा इमेजिन, उदाहरण कृष्ण का एक्सटेसी आ जाएगा तो सब उसी को घेर लेंगे, बोलेंगे अरे करो करो करो. राइट. तो पर वैकुंठवासी पकड़ लिया उसको, ठंडा कर रहे हैं. भाई क्या हो गया तुमको, अरे पानी वानी पिलाओ, क्या हुआ इसको. Now the Lord will speak. It's very very important what Lord is speaking. So the Lord is now also speaking to Gop Kumar in the mood of a Krishna only. Now Narayan has also taken the mood, as it is said. What Narayan is telling, please give up this reverence, let's talk together as friends. So Narayan is also in the mood of now, not in Narayan mood. While dealing with Gop Kumar, he has also taken the mood of a Krishna only, but his form is different. Sri Bhagavan Vacha.
This is a very important verses we will read now. We'll complete in 8:30. Let's see how much.
Shri Bhagwan
Swagatam Swagatam Vatsa
Swagatam Swagatam Vatsa
Dishtya Dishtya Bhavan Maya
Dishta Dishta Bhavan Maya
Sangato Atra Tvad Ikshayam
Sangato Atra Tvad Ikshayam
Chiram Utkantite Nahi.
Chiram Utkantite Nahi.
The Supreme Lord said, welcome, welcome my dear boy. I am fortunate. You see, the Lord is telling, I am fortunate, most fortunate to meet you here. For so long, I have been eager to see you. This is how, don't think that the jivas are only hankering for the Lord. The Lord is also hankering for the jiva, because jiva's unique love is not available from the nitya, swarupa sakti. You know, only the jiva only can give Lord that specific prem, right? It's definitely Radharani loves, Lakshmi loves, but jiva also loves, and jiva's love is unique, different from that. And it's not that the jiva considers himself fortunate, the Lord also considers, I am fortunate. Dishtya Dishtya. इतना देर से मैं सोच रहा था कब मैं मिलूंगा, कब मैं मिलूंगा, कब मैं मिलूंगा. इक्षायाम चिरन उत्कंठिते नहीं. मैं चिरकाल से उत्कंठा में था कि कब तुम्हारे से मिलूंगा. Hoping to calm Gopkumar, the most compassionate Lord greeted him as a welcome guest. The Lord stated honestly that he had been waiting a long time for Gopkumar to come to Vaikuntha. Bahuni gamitanyanga Janmani bhavata sakhe Kathanchid api mayyabhi Mukhyam kinchit akarina. This is a very important verse. The Lord is telling, O Sakhe, O my friend, Bahuni gamitanga, बहुत जन्म बीत गया. जन्मानी भवता सखे, बहुत जन्म बीत गया. कथनचिद अपि मयि अभी मुख्यम किंचित अकारिना. मैं चाहता था कि तुम मेरे को देखेगा, तुम मेरे साथ बैठ के बात करेगा, हम दोनों थोड़ा वार्तालाप करेंगे, पर तुम तो मेरे को अटेंशन ही नहीं देता था. कितना जन्म मेरे को अटेंशन नहीं दिया. My dear friend, you have passed many lifetimes without paying any attention to me at all. Right? Asmin ihe haiva Bhave bhavi madunmukha Iti asaya tavatyantam Nartitosmi sadagyavat. For so long, hope had been dancing like a fool, thinking, perhaps in this lifetime, or this, or this, or this, you will finally turn your face towards me. You know, I was a fool. Every time I was fooled, because every time I was thinking, this life you will come back to me, oh Jiva, this life you will come back to me. But I was fooled lifetimes after lifetimes, because you never looked towards me for so many lifetimes. I was thinking, perhaps, okay, this lifetime you didn't look, maybe in the next lifetime you will look. Even though Gopkumar had forgotten his Lord for many lifetimes, the Lord had never forgotten him. The Lord wanted Gopkumar to know this, and also to know how eager the Lord had always been to regain the association of his devotee. Now the Lord has Lakshmi, the Lord has Radha, the Lord has Sita, the Lord has Balaram. Why the Lord wants Jiva? Because the Jiva has a special quality, that the Jiva can be attracted to the material energy, but giving all attraction, the jiva is attracted to the Lord. Next. Chalam chana labhe kinchit
Chalam chana labhe kinchit
yenadyam paripalayan
yenadyam paripalayan
nibandham swakritam bhartar
nibandham swakritam bhartar
anayami atmana padam.
anayami atmana padam.
But I could find no pretext on which to bring you to my abode, dear brother, and still follow the timeless laws that I myself have created. Commentary. Since the Supreme Lord is all powerful, why didn't he simply find a way to bring Gop Kumar to him sooner? अगर भगवान इतना जीव को प्रेम करते हैं, ले आओ. The Lord establishes the laws of universe which are enunciated in the Vedas and other scriptures, and he chooses to adhere to his own restrictions. As long as the living entity want to control and enjoy their own world, he does not interfere. Only when they show by calling out his names that they want to return to him does he again, Lord, reveal himself. In the previous lives, Gop Kumar had never chanted the names of Lord Narayan, even unintentionally or in jest. Had he at least vibrated a shadow of Lord's name, he could have been delivered like a Jamila. In any case, now Gop Kumar is finally returning home. Lord Chaitanya's moon is writing, we are going back home. So now, yes, anyway. So the Lord doesn't want to interfere with independence. ठीक है, तुम मेरे को प्रेम नहीं करना चाहता है, मैं जबरदस्ती नहीं करूंगा, वेट करूंगा, कब तुम आएगा मेरे लिए. You showed me no mercy, and as I considered this, I grew impatient, full of anxiety to receive your favor. So I transgressed my eternal code of conduct and arranged for you to take your current birth. So though the Lord is feeling that, okay, I should leave the living entity, so here it shows that until unless the Lord intervenes, there is no hope for jivas to come back. And that's how the jivas are sometimes called Nitya-baddha. Nitya-baddha doesn't mean that the jiva is destined to eternally stay in material world. Nitya-baddha means that until unless the Lord becoming impatient, full of anxiety, nahi isko uthana hi hai abhi, right? Until unless the Lord gets that, the living entities are not going to get delivered. So they are eternally, they'll go, because they're minute na. अभी बच्चा जो होता है, अगर क्या मेला, अभी क्या मेला चल रहा है रे, इधर नहीं, क्या वो कुंभ महाकुंभ में खो गया 6 करोड़ लोगों के बीच में. क्या होप है that the child, Nimai as a child, will find out his father? No hope. Until unless his father is anxious and trying, कुछ तो करना पड़ेगा, पुलिस पकड़ना पड़ेगा, ये करना पड़ेगा, वो करना पड़ेगा, somehow other, and then the child is क्या उसको बोलते हैं, उद्धार. उद्धार, इसलिए भगवान आते हैं उद्धार करने के लिए. Now you see, it's a very nice verse and very nice commentary. श्रीमद् गोवर्धने तस्मिन् निज प्रियतमास्पदे स्वयं एवाभवं तात जयन्ताख्य सते गुरुः. Dear boy, in that divine district of Govardhan, my most beloved abode, I myself became your guru, known by the name Jayanta. So that's how the Lord sends the spiritual master the spiritual master is, the Lord either becomes the spiritual master himself, or the Lord empowers a living entity to become the spiritual master and sends a spiritual master. Dear boy, in the commentary, the Lord doesn't interfere with the independence of the rebellious jivas. He mostly leaves the responsibility for reforming them to the Vedas and Vaishnavas. But ultimately, it is His mercy that saves the conditioned souls. The Supreme Lord interfered with Gopkumar's karma by making Gopkumar take birth at Govardhan Hill. In the words of Lord Brahma, anyone specifically favored by the Supreme Personality of Godhead due to unalloyed surrender unto his service can overcome the insurmountable ocean of illusion and understand him. But those who are attached to the body, which is meant to be eaten at the end by dogs and jackals, cannot do so. Only when the personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, grants his unconditional kindness, one can take wholehearted refuse of the Lord's lotus feet and cross beyond the ocean of illusion. Otherwise, it is impossible to cross. In this verse from 2nd canto, the verb atitaranti, they cross beyond, is followed by the word cha, which implies that besides liberation, the surrendered devotees of the Lord also achieve Vaikuntha, an attainment that makes liberation seem unimportant. Thus, Vaikuntha can be attained by those whose self-identification resides not in the material body, fated to be eaten by dogs and jackals, but in the company of Supreme Lord's dedicated servants. Today, you have at last fulfilled the desire I have harbored for so long. Please nourish your happiness and mine by staying here forever. Yad gatva nanivardhante. So Bhagavad Gita, what Krishna says, Bhagavatam says, but Bhagavatam explains that Yad gatva nivartante is not about the living entity, it's about the Lord. Stay here forever without anything. Here the Lord says in all humility, what good have I ever done for you? But you have done the greatest good for me by coming here. Just imagine. The Lord hopes that Gopkumar will forget the discontentment that has impelled him to wander from one place to another and will instead choose to remain in Vaikuntha. So the Lord feels very, very anxious to receive the special love of the jivas. And that's how he comes as avatar. That's why he sends his guru and spiritual master. And even if the living entity rejects the guru, rejects the Lord, rejects the avatar, still the Lord is having the hope. And when the living entity goes, the jivas go, the Lord doesn't consider the jiva to be fortunate. The Lord considers himself to be fortunate, that I am fortunate to receive your love because your love is so unique that I don't get it from Lakshmi, Radha, Sita, Balram, Narayan or anyone else in this picture. So we may say that why the Lord has created the living entity with a minute independence, but this is that thing which is our real possession, real wealth. And if we want to reject this, then we have nothing to love Krishna. Actually, Krishna loves the innocent love of a child from a jiva. And because the jiva is minute, because the jiva has independence, he is the prema patra. The jiva is the prema patra for everyone in spiritual world. Everyone in spiritual world. Just like a child is a prema patra for the mother, for father, for grandfather, for a grandmother, for a bua, for a fufa. Everyone loves the child, wants to protect the child. Similarly, the entire Antaranga Sakti, whether it is Balaram or Narayan or Vaikuntha, here Gopkumar is in Braja Bhav and he is meeting Narayan. But Narayan is having so much of Vashyalata for him. And later on we will see it was Narayan only. He will understand. Narayan will see Gopkumar in one corner of Vaikuntha and a little not happy. The attendants will say, all of us are happy. Why this fellow is not happy? I am not able to understand. And then Narayan will come and say that I think you should go and meet your Krishna, and I will arrange that you are transported to Dwaraka. And then he will close his eyes and Narayan will take him to Dwaraka to meet Krishna. So the Jivas are the Prema Patra of everyone. And our minute independence has made us become Prema Patra of everyone. So instead of just like a rebellious child thinking, oh, when I will become elder, when I'll become elder, or when I will get a freedom, the freedom will hurt us. Just like freedom hurts the child. But if the child understands that I have been made to receive the prema of everyone, and if I serve, lovingly serve, then I'll be drowning in ocean of happiness. So this is why, instead of complaining, because even if you complain, you will not change. Even if you complain, you will still remain tatastha only. You will never become antaranga. So stop complaining. Stop asking why ऐसे भगवान ने बनाया. भगवान ने बनाया नहीं. You are eternally like that only. कुछ कोई किसी को बनाता नहीं. You are eternally like that. Right? Okay. So now the question comes about material world 6 and 7. It's more related to the material world and not the jivas. So why there is misery in material world then, right? It seems that as if Krishna is forcing the jiva to love him. Okay, the jivas want to stay in material world, so why the jivas should suffer? मतलब घुमा फिरा के भगवान क्या बोल रहे हैं, मेरे को प्रेम करो. I think that's a question everyone has, you know. So is it that Krishna is forcing the jivas to love him? And second, can the Lord create that same opportunity that Lord has created in spiritual world with spiritual ingredients and let the jiva enjoy like the material world? क्या भगवान ऐसे कर सकते हैं क्या? मतलब भोग भी हो गया और भौतिक जगत नहीं, आध्यात्मिक जगत में ही भोग करेंगे, हो सकता है क्या? So I don't know. Now it is already 8:30. So when we will complete this? But I hope all of you enjoyed explanation about yourself.
How long it will take from these two questions?
These two questions may take half an hour or 45 minutes. Half an hour maximum. Okay? I don't know, you all have to leave. I also have to leave. Hare Krishna, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Chaitanya Charitamrita की जय, बृहद भागवतामृत की जय, गोप कुमार की जय, श्रील सनातन गोस्वामी की जय. हरे कृष्ण. थैंक यू.